what's up? Red Panda Anthem. Red Panda, what's good?
China's real estate market is considered the most important sector in the world. The total value stands at 60 trillion, more than an entire U.S. equity market and 2 times our housing market. It's unraveling. Now with the S&P predicting a 30% drop, which is 1.5 times worse than the 2008 crash. I've been telling you guys for over a year, don't touch Chinese stocks. I love Alibaba. I think Jack Ma is probably one of the greatest entrepreneurs of this century. But when China's choosing to go to war with us at all costs, you can't invest in that market. Leave it alone. This is not about me beating my chest, although sometimes I feel like it is. I am signaling a warning sign for you guys to stay out of trouble, because what I don't want to happen is you show up in New York or London and be like, yo, I should have listened to you, but man, I listened to somebody else and now I'm down 80,000, down 50,000, down 60,000, down 200,000. I met some of you at InvestFest who told me you was down $2 million. It's not worth it. Let it go. Chinese real estate market is collapsing. So when I say that it's going to fall apart, and of course, will the economy come back? Yes. But if China's real estate market has a quick downfall next year, it would have a huge effect on us. Let me show you this video really quick about the economic death of China. And I want you guys to write this down as your first homework assignment of the week.
China, a terrible part of history, could be about to repeat itself. In 1989, Chinese students led massive protests in Beijing, which threatened the power of the CCP. So Chinese government retaliated and attacked its own people using soldiers and tanks, resulting in the...
In other news, Coinbase will be a meaningful beneficiary of the Ethereum merge, JP Morgan says. Hey, I'm not anti-Ethereum. I'm just letting you know what people are saying. And I know some of you also had an issue with the housing take that I have. Here's one thing I want you guys to know. There is no money and no value in opinion. I want you to go look at the gross salary every year of David Tepper, Paul Tudor Jones, Warren Buffett, Einhorn, and compare them to Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith, and whoever else that you see in media talking about a category of interest, and look at the differential between salary. I don't care about nobody's opinion. I'm only giving y'all facts. If you choose to listen to them, and shout out to Stephen A. and Skip and Shannon, shout out Unc, right? But the ones that are on being pundits don't make the money that hedge fund managers make. My end goal is to be the greatest investor to walk earth all time ever, excluding nobody. I don't care about the hot takes. But I'm here to tell you, like, if home sales fell 6% in July and the housing market is entering a recession, and over the last year, the market has fell 20%, that means we technically are in a correction territory heading into a crash. If private equity is not spending as much money, if quantitative easing and the Federal Reserve says that I'm not buying any bonds anymore, the bonds have to actually provide some damn value. What does that tell you? We may go through a 2-year period where we're in the bear market. For those of you who have houses and you're like, hey, what do I do with the information? If you have a house that you like and you want and a good deal, if you're going to hold for a 10 or 30-year period, it matters not. For those of you in real estate, if we are 4 standard deviations outside of the range of which we should be, we are going to come down to a normal area. I love you guys. Last week, I made some comments on Netflix, so I want to give full context. At first, when I was like, let me put the video together and put my notes, I was going to come on here on my Flex Hogan, shout out Funk Flex. Just want to come on my macho man thing, but let me break down why I'm telling you Netflix will probably be the first one of all streaming services to go away. More than likely, Microsoft or Apple is going to end up buying Netflix if it goes under $100.37. But let me pull up some more of these facts for you so I can make you a better investor. Total debt, $16.6 billion at the end of June. Total liabilities, $27.3 billion. I'm not an economist by any stretch of the imagination, but $27.3 billion is a lot of damn money, right? It reported its first quarterly loss in a decade. The customer base that they have hates when they increase prices. That's a terrible thing. In 2022, they're projected to spend $18 billion on content for you to burn through it in one weekend while you having sex with your side bae and never watch it again. Tell me what happened in episode 4 of Stranger Things. Man, I got a great idea. Troy Rashad, let's shorten these shows. 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Disney's spending $33 billion on content. Peacock is spending $3 billion. Netflix has an 18% profit margin. Now, when we get to real numbers, 18% profit margin is not great, especially when you have a competitor like Apple that is a luxury brand. The number one brand in the world is a luxury brand. Their profit margin is 28.8%. And Google, who owns YouTube, profit margin is 29.5%. So those two alone are putting an incredible amount of pressure on Netflix. I know for those of you that are in LA and you're filmmakers and you're like, hey, they're never going to stop. Trust me. I know a couple people, man, don't make me call Weezy right now and get Weezy on the line and give you some insight. Things are changing. Trust me. So I don't want, once again, please clip this part up. I don't want Netflix to go under. And I think because they needed growth, hedge fund managers, that's the they that I'm referring to. Netflix got bundled up and they were one of the ones who end up going up too fast and too high. But the thing that killed Blockbuster, too much debt, is the thing that's going to end up killing Netflix. If America is broke and financially broken, why do you think a company that holds that much debt and people are upset to pay $14.95 for a movie that costs $157 million, how the hell is that a good business equation and a good business model? But what do I know? Enjoy. Shout out to my guy, Josh. I saw him this past Thursday, I think, and he made the equation or made the statement that Apple is the perfect stock. And when you look at it, damn near is. If you look, Apple is technically a value stock, a growth stock tied in one. They're 5% or 4% off their all-time highs in the middle of a bear market or pullback. They are the largest weighting in the index. So when you buy Apple, you're technically buying the index. They're the largest weighting in the S&P and NASDAQ. They are a dividend stock, luxury stock. Berkshire bought 4 million shares. And I can't name 7 companies historically that has been better in terms of managing a business in comparison to them. I know sometimes people want all these exotic ass companies that are supposed to shape the world, and we'll do chart time later and we'll walk through some. But man, when you guys ask me, I don't know where to start with investing. What should I do? 2 tech, 2 index, no stress. For those of you who like, hey, why do you need 2? They anchor one another. So most investors want value or growth. The S&P 500 gives you value or slow, steady growth. The NASDAQ gives you fast growth. Apple and Microsoft are so big that once again, if they collapse, it would destroy the American economy as a whole. Some of you are now old enough to remember what it was like during 2007 and 2008 when Lehman Brothers went under and it affected the American economy. How many of you, please put Lehman in chat if you heard of Lehman prior to the night? Silencio. So if Apple or Microsoft goes under, it would destroy our economy. These are probably 2 of the safest stocks. And when I tell you, you only need to focus on a few, that's all you need to do. I want to clarify my comments on Ethereum. So Ethereum, $110 is the load the boat price. So load the boat, I would define as the price in which you should buy an investment or asset class at the rock bottom price where it's at recession or depression levels. So for those of you like, yo, what's up on Ethereum 110? I know. Wait till Vitalik come on here. Boy, I'm going to shake the internet up. These next 2 years, boy, I told you about Meta and the challenges they would face with TikTok came true. Told you about Michael Saylor potentially being positioned out of his company if Bitcoin got to 20,000. Came true. Told you about Bitcoin going to 20,000. Came true. Told you they will recover in 63 days. Please put in chat, are you here to gossip or are you here to get rich? This is the thing I love about investing and trading and actually being able to trade. Man, nobody's opinion or anything matters not. As long as TD Ameritrade keeps my access and Ninja and Tradeovate and all the other firms out there, right? And all the other brokerages, you're good. I'm not launching a campaign against Netflix or Ethereum. I'm just telling you the truth of where we may end up. But if you don't believe in my statement and my takes, you are more than welcome to take your life savings and put them into Netflix. And let's see what happens. And you'll be good.
This that Red Panda Anthem. Ian, what's up? This that Red Panda Anthem. Red Panda, what's good? Red Panda Anthem. Your boy going up. I know they can't stand it.